Thank you all for tuning in. I'm Selena Marche, and this is You Plus Happy. Each week, I bring you someone who challenges us to define happiness and success on their own terms with a dose of laughter. Remember to subscribe. Please subscribe, share, like. It really, really helps the show. It helps the show grow. So just push the button, please. This week, we have Dr. Ria Sahara, who is a dentist, and her practice is General Dentistry of Newnan, which is a place, y'all. I just learned. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
I'm excited to have you here. We're going to jump right in. How did you get started?
Let's go back way to high school. I thought I wanted to be an OBGYN, and I had the opportunity to being in the birthing room with my baby brother who was born, and quickly decided that that wasn't for me. Mm-hmm. I had a family friend that was a dentist, and just shadowed her and found that it was a good work-life balance. And I said, this is for me.
How did you even start thinking about being a doctor?
I knew I wanted to help people. I didn't know in what capacity, because there's tons of doctors out there, or types of medicine, and I just didn't know what capacity I would fit in. Mm-hmm. But slowly but surely, you kind of find your way.
Yeah. What are there doctors in your family? Like, because I don't know, I didn't think about being a doctor growing up, but I wasn't around any. You know what I mean? I only saw them on TV. So what made you think like this is something I can really do? And then I know people are thinking about the cost of school, the time. What made you think from like very early on that you could pursue this and do it?
There aren't any doctors in my family. Okay. I don't know. Maybe I just felt I could do it, like looking at TV. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I just had a dream and saw myself. I guess I visioned myself in that capacity. So
that's incredible, though.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Being like, I don't want to jump into being of color, being a woman, but I mean, it's not the most common thing we hear. Mm-hmm. So I feel like I'm proud of you, and you be like, this is great for people to see that it's an option for us, especially if you don't have doctors in your family. Like, so it wasn't like something that you were just seeing every day. Does that make sense?
Yes.
What were the challenges? Like,
you said it. Being a woman of color, there were definitely challenges along the way. I remember my interview to get into dental school. You're interviewed in a group at first, and then individually, and it was a lot of white males interviewing at the same time. And I remember a gentleman came over to me and he said, "Oh, you're lucky these days. They used to just didn't even look at women interviewees." And I'm like, "You're saying to me this? Like, what?" So that really caught my eye, but it set something in me to be determined to strive and to be different. I actually like that I'm different, and I want everybody to know that it's okay. It's okay to be different.
What was it like? Because we were talking before, and how many years of schooling was it?
It was 9 years.
9 years.
Yeah.
What was that like? Did you ever feel like? Was there a time where you wanted to quit? Was there a time like how did you stick
with
it?
Yeah. I do have incredible discipline.
Okay.
I think that's absolutely needed in organization. But there are definitely days where you're like, oh my gosh, how am I going to make it? You need a support group, definitely. Your peers and family, whoever you can get it from. You need someone to say, hey, you're going to make it. You're going to get through this.
And people were saying that to you. They were encouraging.
Absolutely.
Were you picky and discerning about who you chose to have in your life?
Yes.
Okay. What qualities did they have to have?
Oh, definitely positive thinking.
Okay.
You don't want anybody negative, because once you believe in something negative, that's what actually happens. I believe in the law of attraction. So I definitely need positive thinking people around me. someone who's been through something that could say, hey, I've been through this, you can get through it too. Like I said, I had a mentor, and she's a dentist, and she said, well, this is what you should look for. And yeah, so definitely.
Okay. What's a huge red flag if you meet someone, and I mean like someone that you would potentially have in your circle, or in your support group? I know it's not literally a support group, but you know what I you know what I mean. What's a red flag? You're like, oh, this, and you're out.
I would say, first of all, someone that hasn't done anything with their lives. They can't give you advice on what you should do with yours. Um, Second, I would say someone that's negative, because they they can't think beyond their box. They can't think beyond what they're doing with their lives, and their woes and things that are wrong. I think life is really what you make of it. And if you don't think that you can do anything else but what you're doing, then that's what you're going to be.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. How do you, this is not about, I'm going to get to your practice, I promise, but how do you deal with negativity? Because like things happen, right? So, in like a negative thought might, I'm not, I have negative thoughts sometimes.
Oh, yes.
So
We all do.
how do you navigate that?
Oh, the real story. I have affirmations because, like you said, everybody has negative thoughts. Going through my day, I have affirmations. They're personal to me, and I say them, and I close my eyes and do a quick meditation and say, okay, breathe and get through it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an ongoing process. Like you don't get to a place where, like, I don't need any affirmations, I don't need any well wishes, I don't need any of that. It's a process, like every day.
Yeah.
You're going through it.
It's like exercise.
Yeah.
Like you can get to your goal weight, but you got to keep exercising.
Absolutely.
It doesn't stop. Do you, because I do affirmations, I stand by them. They're free, they're simple, they're easy. They are awkward at first because I've been doing them for a very long time. And mirror work,
Yes.
Which was very weird at first. I'm talking to myself in the mirror, but I find that I have to change my affirmations, not all the time, but
you get used to them,
just like a workout.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Your body just you need a different,
and it doesn't do anything for you.
Yeah, because you have to feel it, right? So, and I like to clarify that for listeners, because I change my affirmations as soon as they start feeling like they're not working, like they don't resonate anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe I just conquered that thing,
Yeah.
Okay, I want to talk about your practice. So all dentists don't have their own practice. So I think that's a big deal, right?
Oh, thank you. Yes.
How long have you had you have your own practice, right?
I do. I bought the practice in 2015. It was kind of roundabout. It was kind of presented to me and sat in my lap.
Okay.
To be honest, I was very fearful in the beginning.
Okay.
I came into this practice as an associate, and I bought in as 50-50 owner. And I said this was the perfect marriage, in that I can do dentistry, but I don't have to worry about the business end of it.
Right.
But then my partner then left and moved away to another country and came back to the States and didn't want to be in Newnan. So I said I had to make a choice. Either I sell my half or I buy the other half. So I decided to buy the other half, and that was a huge step for me. Confidence level, courage, all that. I had to pull it together and say, this is what I'm doing. So yeah, I bought the practice, and they don't teach you about business in dental school. You have to learn on the fly. So it was definitely a learning curve, but I'm so glad I did it. I learned so much about myself.
Yeah.
And my leadership style.
Yeah. What's the best way to learn the business side?
I hope in dental school they're teaching a little bit of business side. I don't know. I really don't have the answer for that.
Just just get in there.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Probably have a mentor
Yeah.
that does have a practice, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What was the process like? Like, how long did it take? What was the process? Because like a lot of us want to own something, right?
Well, the practice was already set up.
Okay.
There's two ways of going about it.
Okay.
So I bought into the practice and bought the other half. It wasn't a startup for me. I think maybe a startup would have been a little bit harder, but easier for me in that you do things your own way.
Yeah.
This situation was, I came into the practice and the staff was there, everything was set up, and then they still had their own ways of doing things. So you kind of tweak it from there.
Is it? I'm gonna sound so ignorant. Is it like?
No, not
are
at
you
all.
are you like? You're the manager, right? Like you have staff that answers to you, right?
Yes.
But it wasn't like that when you were. You said you started as an associate.
Yeah.
So when you were an associate, you weren't in like a managerial like role.
So I coming in as an associate, you have another dentist there, and she was kind of my mentor.
Okay.
And to say, okay, this is how you do things, this is how you run a business, blah blah blah. But yet we were still 50-50 owners.
Okay.
So it was an interesting relationship. So yeah.
Having staff now, how's that side of it? Like having to manage folks?
It's ever changing due to the, what is it called? After the pandemic, what is it called?
Post pandemic.
Well, everybody's doing their own thing.
Okay.
The Great Resign. That's what it's called.
Oh,
the Great Resign.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
Dentistry has changed. During the pandemic, everybody was scared because, it was spread through water droplets and speaking. And of course, like dentistry, and you're in people's mouths, and the handpieces have droplets of water and everything. So everybody was really scared. I heard this number that 13,000 hygienists quit or went to another field in dentistry. So we were left thinking, okay, when we came back, what are we going to do? Hygienists are the backbone of dentistry, in that we as dentists, we do the restorations and everything like that, and the hygienists do the cleanings and the deep cleanings and things. So they're definitely needed.
Yeah.
And we were left with people in the field that I don't know if they really wanted to be there.
Yeah.
They were either fresh, just got out of school, and they really didn't want to be in the field.
Yeah.
So.
I want to go back really quickly because I'm thinking about what it takes to be a dentist or be a hygienist. Am I saying the thing? I'm saying the right things, right? Okay, because this is a foreign world to me, outside of being a patient. But you said a big thing when you getting through school was discipline. But what does that look like? How do you cultivate being disciplined?
How do I cultivate being disciplined? I think that I've always been disciplined, so it's hard for me to give you a formula.
Okay.
But I would say being organized is the most important thing.
Okay.
And just not procrastinating.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Discipline is a big thing to like get anything done, like long term, So maybe she's born with it. Just being born with it is
I'm
lucky.
A little type A, so yes.
I can tell.
I'm like, I show up early. I gotta get things done.
Yeah.
A lot of dentists are
type
A, in that we work in very teeny tiny areas. We invade your personal space. We're on a time clock. It is a very stressful job to do.
How do you stay not stressed? Like, how do you stay calm and not stressed?
The meditation, the affirmation.
Well, all dentists don't do that, right?
That's true.
How do they stay calm?
That's true. I don't know about them, but
I don't know about the. You know what I do? Okay, so that's what works. That works.
That's what
for
works
you.
for me. Yes.
Really? Okay. What happens when you have a
And get massages.
Yes, I want one so bad right now. What do you do with challenging patients? Like, how do you handle that?
I'm glad you asked that. The name of my practice is Gentle Dentistry of Newnan, and I find that a lot of patients come in with a history of dental fear.
Mm-hmm.
So people deal with fear in different ways. Some people are angry, some people are sad and cry. Some people are just void of anything and everything and don't give you anything to respond to. I kind of feel like I meet them where they are. Basically, okay, you've had this history, no judgment. I don't care how long it's been. You're here now, and that's the first step.
Yeah.
Then I explain everything to them. Some people don't want to, like, I show them actual pictures of their teeth. Some people don't want to see it, but it's instrumental in helping them understand what's going on.
Yeah.
A lot of fear is the unknown. So if they don't know what's going on, they're going to be frightened of it. I'm a big component of just showing people what's going on in their mouths and helping them understand. A lot of, like I said, a lot of fear is the unknown. And when they talk about dentistry to their family and friends, they talk about it as if this is big, bad, evil thing. Like patients come in, oh, I don't want to see you, but I like to see you, you know.
Yeah.
If they see me out in the grocery store, oh yeah, I don't like you, but I like you. So
yeah.
But I want to get patients to the point where they're telling their friends, family, offspring, you know what? It's not that bad.
Yeah.
I find that patients as parents, they tell their kids, ooh, you're going to get a shot. Oh, it's going to be so bad. And the kids have no knowledge of what going to the dentist is like.
Right.
Why not tell them, hey, you're going to the dentist today. They're going to talk to you about your teeth and just leave the rest to me.
Yeah.
Because that starts them off with an even playing field. They can come in and get the knowledge from me because I'm the one that's trained on telling them what to expect. I feel really, really passionate about helping people understand that dentistry is not the scary thing. It really isn't. It really isn't.
When listening to you, it makes me think, like, be a good patient. Like, maybe that's too much pressure, but like, there's ways to be a good patient, right? So being wait, in dentistry, are we called patients?
Yes.
Or clients?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm getting through it.
Yes.
Here.
You got it. You got
it. Because it's a two-way street. Obviously, like, you're in a like, you're the person that people are trusting, but it's also, how can I be a good patient? And that's one of the things, I guess, is like one of the things when you said the child, like, don't put these preconceived
notions in their head.
Yeah. So that's like something I can take away from this. But I never thought I had fear of dentists until I just got my wisdom tooth pulled in December. And it was a hook. So I had gotten x-rays before. They said I needed them out because this is so gross. My gum was growing over the wisdom tooth, and they said it's hooked. So they said we have to break it up to get it out, and you're gonna keep getting infections and da da da. So, but they scared me because they said, "Oh, this is tricky because you have these hooks," and I was like, they put this in my head when I was like 10 years ago, and I was like, I'm never gonna get it out, and then it kept getting infected, like they said, and a dentist I saw at a urgent thing, he was like, you can die from if your teeth.
Absolutely.
So I'm not trying to scare people into going to the dentist, but I don't think people know how serious it can get. And and you think like, oh, it's like a cavity or whatever, but how serious can it get?
Well, your mouth is the gateway to your digestive system, your respiratory system, an infection in your mouth can, like you said, kill you. You can get an abscess, and it can include your airway. There's so many things. I'm not trying to scare anybody, but it is serious.
Yeah.
And oral health, you can see implications of heart disease, stroke, high blood pressure, things like that. So it's so important. Even pregnant women, if they go a long time without cleanings, that bacteria is getting to the babies. So yeah, it's very, very important. People like put it off and say, oh, it's not important. It is one of the most important things, aside from the way you present yourself to the world. When someone looks at you, they're going to look at your eyes and they're going to look at your mouth. So that's the way you communicate. A lot of people don't want to smile. They don't want to talk to other people, present themselves in a way to be outgoing because they have to talk. And so, yeah, dentistry is so important.
And a lot of are a lot of things preventative if you see your dentist regularly?
Yes. I'm so glad you said that.
Because I could have prevented. I would tell you, when I had the last infection I had, it was so painful. I could hardly walk. Like I couldn't even see straight. And my jaw was swollen. And if I had just gotten my wisdom teeth pulled when they told me I needed to get them pulled, none of that would have happened. But not funny, but a quick aside, I have my tooth. They gave me my tooth and I look at it every day in my drawer and it's just fun. So I never thought I would like looking at my tooth, and it's rotting. I didn't know that would happen. I thought, I don't know, because they can identify you by your teeth. This I don't mean to be so dark, but so I thought that my tooth would like, I don't know, be like.
You thought it would disintegrate or something?
No, I thought it would like stay regular, like stay how it was in my mouth, but it's turning color. And it does have the hooks, and they took it out. But anyways, it's fun. That part was fun. I like looking at my tooth. So if you have to get a tooth pulled, keep your tooth, look at it. It's very fun. It's just fascinating. That was in my body, and now I can hold it. Now I'm a weirdo. But
no, listen,
playing with my
not
tooth.
weird at all. It's not weird at all. I'm glad you were talking about dental fear. And that, like I said, a lot of the patients that come to me have a history of dental fear. And I just want people to know that just like you did, have the courage to go start somewhere. Basically start, and you will feel like the ball gets rolling for you. And that courage begets confidence, and confidence begets courage. I see this with my patients, and that it affects other avenues of their life. Everything's in the life. They say, okay, I came in, it's been like 10 years since I've been to the dentist. I've got all this work to do. I'm going to start. And then towards the end of their treatment, they say, you know what? I just went out for that new job. Because I did this. I know I can do something more. I feel like I could talk and smile, and I can speak to that woman or man that I've been dying to talk to for years. It encompasses so much of being a human being.
I can attest to that. I know this is different, but because this is the orthodontic, but I had an Invisalign, and before I had Invisalign, my confidence was so. Confidence to me, again, is a thing that is you have to keep working on. For me, anyways, it's like the affirmation. Like I can't, I don't hit a point, and I'm like, I'm just confident now. No, I got to work on it
because life be life. And there's sometimes during your day you're like, oh my gosh, how am I going to make it? And then you say your affirmations and meditate, and you're like, okay, I'm okay, and keep going. But it is a process. It's definitely a process.
And I think being curious too. Where is this coming from? Like when something comes up for me, I'm also like, if it keeps coming up, I like to ask myself, like sit still for a little while, journal, do whatever I got to do to ask where is this coming from and why, and then that gives me more information, and then I can navigate it in a different way or approach it in a different way. But with the tooth, but I brought that up with the Invisalign. It's just like when you do something that because that was cosmetic. It was but it still made me feel so much better about myself. And then the teeth whitening and stuff like that. And I know that all is, that's not one of the death stuff that we're talking, that's not gonna be that life changing in that way, but it was life changing in the sense of how I felt about myself.
Absolutely.
And then I will say too, back to the wisdom tooth, this is my like my only experience with it, but I never had an issue going to the dentist ever, but that I was so, the night before I was talking, like the whole weeks leading up, I was talking to people because a wisdom tooth pull is very common, right? I was asking people, oh, did you have yours out? How was it? And most people were like, it's fine, but you can't eat this. So I started thinking like, oh, well, maybe I'll lose a few pounds because I won't be able to eat. I know it's silly, but I had to do whatever I had to do to get through it. But when I got there and they did the x-ray that went around, I never understood the term shaking in my boots. I was literally shaking in my boots. I told y'all it was December. I had boots on. And I was like, I really felt like I was gonna say, I just want to leave. I just want to leave. And I had never in my life been that afraid to that day. And then when I got there, they made me sign these papers, like a piece of you should have got, not should have, but if you get it out in
consent forms,
if you get it out in your 20s, it's a less chance of your something going forever. Like your lip can, and it can, what is it, paralyzed, what is the word?
Paresthesia, yeah.
So, and I was like, oh my, and I'm not scaring people, I'm saying all this to say, as soon as it came, and I was supposed to go under, but I got there too late, so I had to be awake. And I was out of town. I was like, you know what? I was like, we're gonna do this. You know, I'm not coming back. I'm not gonna get this courage again.
Yeah.
It was so quick. It didn't hurt. They numbed me. It did not hurt at all. They were so kind. And then I got to play with my tooth, but it was fun. And I said it's like a roller coaster. Like you're so scared, and then down. I guess it was the adrenaline.
Yes.
Like
when you're telling yourself, oh my gosh, I'm so scared, I'm so scared. You're building up that expectation that something is going to go wrong, or something ill is going to happen, when yet it should be the other way around. What could go wrong? These are professionals. They do this every day, all day long. I understand dental fear firsthand, in that, not me in dentistry, but I had a fear of deep water. And I'm telling you this because this brought everything home for me. I was pushed into a pool when I was in camp, and I don't know how I got out of that pool. I have no idea. God, I guess. But I had a deep, deep fear of deep water, and I never learned how to swim. So about 2 years ago, I learned how to swim at the YMCA. And that was scary. I had a private instructor, and I called her the first day and I said, I don't know if I could come in, and I was crying. And she said, look, let's just talk on the phone. Let's talk about what you're gonna expect, what's gonna happen. And I said, okay. So then, of course, I did my affirmations. I meditated on it. I visualized myself in the pool. I went that next time, and we did, took everything slow but sure. And I'm saying this to say, I understand the steps, the process of getting through fear. In that, if you just start, if you just show up and say, hey, I'm here. I'm still scared, but I'm here.
Yeah.
I can take it from there and help you through it. That is the first step. And most of my patients that come in fearful, they're the best patients. They come in, and towards the end of their treatment, oh no, you know what? I don't need any sedatives. I don't need anything to help me through this anymore. They're singing and laughing and joking during their appointment. Absolutely, they're the best patients.
They said I did a good job. But I appreciate that. I really appreciate that story and what you said, because fear is fear. So it doesn't, not that it doesn't matter, but like everyone experiences fear for, not I don't know, but most people experience fear for something.
Yes.
So, and I think it's important to understand because I can't speak for everyone, but I know for me, I put like dentists and my primary care doctor, my OB/GYN, I put them on pedestals, like that complex kind of thing, and I forget that they're humans too, and that they have fear too.
Yeah.
So it's like it's good for people to hear, like, remember, like a reminder. These are human beings, and they've gone through these emotions as well, so they understand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it helps you. For me, that's helping me feel like more comfortable to be like, I can just be myself, and it's okay. I don't need to put these people in some other class, some other world.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Human too, yes.
Because it can be intimidating. That's what I'm trying to. That's what I was getting at. So it's like it takes some of that, and because if you're already scared about the procedure and all that, and then you have this intimidation from this person who, I'll be honest, I might feel like they're superior to me in some way, because they have more education or whatever. So that's another for me, and I know if I'm feeling like this, I'm not the only one. So don't. I know somebody out there. So that breaks down another wall, another barrier that helps out a lot. I want to ask. Wait. So okay, what are you, if you're talking to another dentist or whatever? What would you tell them about being kind to patients who are
another dentist?
Or yeah, how to be patient with patients. I guess, how do you do it?
I would have to say, like, everybody's different.
Yeah.
Because I see so many people on a daily basis, you kind of get someone's vibe when you first meet them.
Yeah.
Just like you meet someone on the street, you kind of understand, hey, I could talk to this person about something, and some people you can't talk to about certain things.
Yeah.
So I invite them to be informed. I invite them to look at pictures with me, and you kind of understand from there where they're coming from.
Okay.
But yeah, kindness is hard when someone comes to you and says, I don't want to be here, I don't like you. It's hard.
Yeah.
But you have to understand that that's not them talking, that's the fear talking.
Oh, that's good. I ask that because I know all types of people listen to the show, and I want people to get something from it. And everybody, we need patience in some area of our lives. So that's why I know it was an odd question, but that's why I was asking, because it's like that's something that back to like the thing, practicing and exercising is like, I have to practice patience. It's not, I wasn't born with it. I don't just have it.
Being a dentist does take quite a bit of patience.
Yeah.
But it's so rewarding.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm changing someone's life.
If
they come in, they're fearful, they leave out with a beautiful smile, they have confidence throughout their life. I feel like I'm helping people, and I feel like I've helped people that I don't even know.
Yeah.
That I don't even know the response in their life.
Yeah.
Because not everybody tells me about their lives.
Yeah. No, another thing I want to say about the dentist is usually it's like less expensive than the other stuff. Like, when you have health insurance, well, I'm speaking for me, I only know, but my dentist part is much less than the like the medical, and then the vision is also, I'm saying that to say it's also affordable. That's another fear too that I had. It was, how much is this going to cost me when I have to go get this surgery? I don't know if it's considered surgery when I got my wisdom tooth pulled. So that's another deterrent when people think about their bills. So I feel like there's ways around it.
But it's much less expensive to start and maintain,
right,
than to have a big problem and have to go in and fix it then.
Yeah. Okay. I don't want people to feel like I'm pushing dentistry on them, but it's affordable, and it is a lot of things are preventative, and if you go routinely, you'll probably be okay.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yes.
Are there foods we should avoid?
people put like lemon in their water. Not such a good thing to sip on all day long.
Okay, I'll stop. Fine.
Just bathing your teeth in acid, whether it's soda or if you say pop, I don't know. Just bathing your teeth in acid makes that your teeth like an opportunity for bacteria to like thrive in. So you don't want to bathe your teeth in acid. If you gotta have a soda with a meal, have it and don't sip on it through the day.
Do straws help?
Yeah, but you're still having the soda. You're still, there are some teeth that are coming in contact with that soda.
Yeah. Even with the lemon water?
Yes.
All right, because I do.
You can still have like if you want that little bit of flavor, you can have like a cucumber or put like another type of fruit that isn't that citrus, maybe like a strawberry or something.
Okay. And then coffee.
Coffee has a lot of acid too.
Really?
And then people add the sugar and the creamer. Yes.
So is sugar really that bad for you? I know y'all, but is sugar really that bad for you? Like candy?
Yeah.
I have a friend who is obsessed with her teeth, and they are beautiful. Shout out to Dominique. But she doesn't like sweets or candy or anything because she's so protective of her teeth. But in my mind, I'm like, is that really true? But it is.
It is. I mean, that's what bacteria eat. And those bacteria, same bacteria, are causing the cavities. So if you're giving something the fuel for the fire, then you're like setting little fires in your mouth.
Okay. So all right. So the obvious is sugar. What's something that people eat that messes up that's bad for their teeth and they don't know? They don't really know.
I mean, the acid and the sugar that covers.
That's it.
Yeah.
So okay, because I didn't think about coffee as being bad for my teeth.
Coffee, tea is acidic too.
Okay. All of them?
Well, I mean, tea and that you could have tea with like a sugar substitute.
Okay.
Just not as much sugar.
Okay.
Adding the acid and the sugar together.
Okay. Yeah. So like if you had a green tea with nothing in it, that's still.
I love that. I love tea.
But it's still not good for your teeth.
It's not the best. I would drink it all day.
Okay.
If you have some, during a meal, that's fine.
All right. And I want to know the truth about flossing. Is it that important?
It's so important.
No, for real.
It is so important. Like, if people are like, "Oh, I do the liquid floss."
Yeah.
I said, "Well, what do you mean by liquid floss?"
Yeah.
Oh, I do mouthwash and Listerine, and I'm like, no, that doesn't do it. You actually have to physically get between your teeth and dislodge the colonies of bacteria that are between your teeth. The mouthwash is not going to do it.
What about the water floss?
Flosser?
Yeah.
That's great for your gums.
Okay.
Absolutely great for your gums.
Okay.
It's not gonna dislodge that colony of bacteria between your teeth.
Really? Mm-hmm. So you have to get in there with the.
You still have to floss.
Okay. And you have to floss all of them.
Yes.
I'm like revealing too much, but I do the water one. All right.
The water pick.
Yeah, I'm just like I am such a skeptic. I'm gonna be honest, and I'm like, I don't really need to floss. I just can do the water thing, and I'm fine. No, you're telling me that's not right. Okay, do not listen to me. Listen to the person who went to school and knows and works with, I'm sure, thousands of people over the years at this point.
Yeah.
Okay. I wanted to ask one more thing about flossing. Oh, how many times? Like how often? How many times a day?
To floss?
Yeah.
At least once.
Once is fine. You don't need to do two.
I mean, you can.
Okay.
Absolutely. But if you could just get to that point of doing once a day, that would be great.
What's the least amount of times you can floss to be okay?
Okay, we don't want to talk about that.
Because
I can't tell you that number.
Because I have to be realistic. Some people are just not going to do it.
I have patients that say, "Oh, I just flossed for my appointment." So that's every 6 months. That's not going to get you where you want to go.
Okay. All right.
That's not going to get you to a healthy mouth. Flossing every 6 months. I can guarantee you that.
That's not going to work.
No.
Okay. Is there anything else that I'm forgetting to ask? The tongue scrapers, that's not important, right?
Sure. I mean,
it is?
Bacteria all over your mouth. A lot of people do tongue scraping if they feel like they have bad breath.
Yeah.
So bacteria is just sitting there on their mouth.
But if you brush your tongue, that's not sufficient.
Yeah, you can brush your tongue,
and that's fine.
The tongue scraper actually does a lot more of the work for you. Yeah, but listen, if you can just get brush in there and that's all you have, do it.
I mean, come on, that's the least we can all do. What food is there? Anything that's healthy? Wait, are you tired of these dentist questions?
I'm not.
Okay, because I think these are great questions. I need this information. Wait, I know we could Google it, but I'm gonna forget. Good things that are good for your teeth to eat or drink.
Drink not sodas, anything but, and
okay.
Fruits like apples, hard fruits like apples and pears kind of debribe the area.
Hey everyone, as you can hear, the sound cut out at the end of the episode. I apologize for that, and I thank you so much for listening. I want to send a big thank you to our guest, Dr. Sahara, for being so understanding. Things happen, but we keep pushing forward. Again, a huge thank you to our guests for joining us today. If you want to learn more about Dr. Sahara and her practice, Gentle Dentistry of Newnan, you can visit newnandental.com. You can also follow Dr. Sahara on Instagram at Dr. Ria Sahara. That information will also be in the show notes. Remember, we'll show you our definition of success if you show us yours. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.